And welcome back to your Flow Sports Fix on this Thursday evening. We're in the home stretch now and time for Court and her Sports Express.
All aboard the Sports Express, your ticket to sporting news.
Well, it's official. UFS star Conor McGregor is now the world's richest athlete after a pretty insane year. And just remember, he didn't start life out as a UFC star. No, he was a plumber. And while, yes, we know there's definitely money to be made in fixing broken toilets, it was last year's earnings that sort of put him on this list, $233 million, despite only fighting once, and he earned just under $30 million for that. The rest of it has come from all of his business activities, which included the sale of his whiskey brand. And the others that are earning the big bucks next to him are stars like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, both earning almost half of what Conor McGregor has actually earned. It's an insane amount of money. What's he going to do this year and next year? I'm not sure, but I really don't see him kicking back and relaxing. Checking in with the Indian Premier League now, and our Aussie stars should at least still see their pay packet. Even if they don't return to India to finish out the season, they should be able to pick up their $18 million in payments. And, well, so they should. They're all currently sort of stranded in the Maldives at the moment until we're able to welcome them back onto Australian soil. And look, let's face it, they still worked while they were over there. It's not their fault that COVID-19 got as bad as what it did in India. Otherwise, they would still be there. So they should collect that huge pay packet for participating in the Indian Premier League. And it's also a nice pay packet to sit there and know that that's waiting for you as you're sunning yourself in quarantine in the Maldives. And finally, in tennis, an umpire has had to actually make a call for protection from a tennis player's angry father. It's not the first time we've seen an angry father / coach, make a bit of a scene and get a bit of yelling going on. But Camilla Giorgi's father, had the chair umpire actually calling for backup the other day. The things that he was saying and where he was sitting, she actually had to jump on the radio to request for help. And she just said, is it possible for you to stay around? Because her father is very mad and I would like to have someone nearby. You can actually see it on the footage where he keeps inserting himself into the conversation with the chair umpire. And it does get very awkward and you can see the aggression just rolling off him. Very glad that she called for help, and perhaps, since we are social distancing, maybe the umpires need a little zone of silence or protection around them, because let's face it, they're the ones that really need it.
Yes, they do. Thanks, Court with her Sports Express, and she'll be back on the Brekkie Flow tomorrow morning between 6 and 9 for the Happy Friday edition of the Brekkie Flow, which of course includes the Sports Express, and looking forward to hearing what she's got to say tomorrow. Before we wrap the program up, just looking at some birthdays for today, the 13th of May, the Worm Dennis the Worm Rodman is celebrating his 60th birthday today. The US basketball player played with the LA Lakers, the Chicago Bulls, the Detroit Pistons, the San Antonio Spurs and various other clubs. And in 2001, the Dennis Rodman All-Stars played the Harlem Globetrotters in Australia. Dennis Rodman 60 today. Aussie tennis player Wally Masur is having his 58th birthday. The former world number 4 reached the US Open semi-final in 93 before bowing out, and the former Davis Cup coach of Australia, he retired back in 95. Former AFL player, now senior coach with the Adelaide Football Club, Matthew Nicks, having his 46th birthday today. Played 175 games for the Swans, and in 2019 he was appointed the senior coach of the Adelaide Crows. Cameron McAvoy, the Aussie swimmer, celebrating his 27th birthday today. He represented Australia at the 2012 London Olympics and the 2016 Rio Summer Games. And at the 2014 Commonwealth Games, he won 6 medals. A month later at the Pan Pacific Championships, he won 5. Well done, Cameron. And it was on this day back in 95 when Team New Zealand won the America's Cup for the first time in 144 years, when Black Magic beat Dennis Connor's Young America 5-0. They won again in 2000. And that's just the state of things that happened on this day for you. A bit of interesting trivia to wrap the Sports Fix program up for the week. Reminder, the Sports Show with the Flow Man and the Stab Man back tomorrow between 4 and 7. Listen out for it to get your football and netball and what's going on with games over the weekend right across the Flow Network. And you can catch the repeat of the Sports Show 2 Saturday mornings. And also the podcast. Download the podcast of the various parts of the program. You can get it to your favourite podcast app on your smartphone, whether it is Apple or Android. Whatever sport you're doing, whether it's just off the training, you're off to a game, or you're going to be watching, enjoy, have lots of fun, take care, and we'll catch you again next week right here on the Sports Fix.